Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News with Kim and Lisa. Boy, did we get a bombshell dropped on us in the final moments of last night's Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh my God. So we have Alexis, Jesus Barbie, threatening to expose videos from the night of Shannon's DUI. That's happening in Big Bear. And then in La Quinta, we have Heather going after Gina.
We had quite the episode, and even more has come out on social media since. So we are going to break it all down. But before we dive in, you guys know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more recaps and Bravo Breaking News to come.
Okay, so we open with Heather and Emily shopping, and Emily arrives in full glam from the night before, from the dinner party from hell OC version. And I just feel like there are two types of women in the world. There are women who fall asleep in their makeup and, don't get ready for bed. And there are women who have to do their 12-step nightly routine. Which camp do you fall in, Kim?
I think it depends on how drunk I got the night before. It definitely seems like Emily had one too many espresso martinis. So in that case, I think I would still be in the middle, though. I think I would be coherent enough to at least take my makeup off, but not do the full skincare routine. What about you?
Okay, I'm a full routine girly. I even shower after I come home, no matter what. I always have to shower before I go to sleep. So it's like I got to do it all, or I can't turn my mind off.
Even if you are almost blacked out, wasted.
Okay, well, that hasn't happened in a very long time. All right, so we're treated to this bonus scene that we didn't see in the previous episode from the dinner, and it's Emily going hard at Jen for not paying her bills, and she's saying, you have a new Rolex on, where did that come from? Why don't you sell your watch and pay some bills? And it's just kind of Heather's well, why are you going so hard at her? And Emily says, because I think she's dumb. And Heather says, well, don't yell at someone because they're dumb. And I just feel bad because I think Jen is just not good with money. I think she doesn't really understand. And, should she be flaunting all that stuff? Maybe not. But Emily is a dog with a bone on this one. She's really not letting it go. And I saw that Jen has posted on Instagram since, I have 2 Rolexes. They were both gifts from Ryan. And it didn't work because you have to wear it. And it's the perpetual movement that keeps it going. And so she needs to get one of those watch cases that is always turning to store it in. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And it just looks like a broken watch.
Yeah. I mean, I loved when Emily came at her during the dinner and she's just I love my watch. I'm not going to get rid of my watch. I'm not going to sell my watch. I love this watch. And honestly, I don't know. I kind of loved it. That's being real 100%. Who wants to sell a Rolex? You don't want to have to sell a Rolex. So she's going to do everything she can in order to not sell the Rolex. And then I thought it was iconic that she took to Instagram and had to post a little Rolex 101 because Emily said that watch is broken. She's wearing a broken Rolex, and Jen's like, no. Actually, you gotta spin it. It's gotta be winded, in order to work and everything. So I kind of love that schooling on Rolex. I mean, I don't own a Rolex, didn't know how a Rolex worked. I thought that Emily was being really shady, calling it out that it didn't work. But the fact that, she just has to, charge it and then it'll be back up and running. And she has not one, but 2 Rolexes. Both were gifted from her insanely rich boyfriend. I mean, I feel like every week I learn that this man is more rich than he was the previous week.
Yeah.
I guess, did you see that he bought a Tesla Cybertruck? That's a new development. So I don't really know what he does or why he has all this money, but I don't know. They seem to be doing just fine. I think they were also in Vegas last weekend again. So they seem to be thriving.
Yeah, I mean, Jen is kind of unintentionally funny in these moments where she's, well, why would I sell my watch? I love my watch. She's not getting the point, but it is kind of making it funny. So, and you know what? You learn something from these shows. Like you said, you learn Rolex 101, and everyone says that this is trash TV, but you know what? It's educational.
It sure is.
Okay, so getting ready for these trips. So we have two separate trips going on right now. We have one group going to Tamara's house in Big Bear, and then we have a separate group going to Gina's listing in La Quinta. And, you know, right away it's like, okay, so obviously the group is divided. I'm not sure which team I would pick in this situation. Like, honestly, I feel like the house in La Quinta is so gorgeous. So that would want to take me there. But also, like, the activities in Big Bear looked fun. The snow, the tubing, and what else did they do? I thought they did something else fun. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't really want to hang out with any of these groups. And being in the car with Alexis, gabbing about John Jansen for 2 hours, like, hard pass. I would open the door, unbuckle my seatbelt, and roll on out of there. So I guess that on that alone, I'm picking La Quinta. What are you picking?
I think I would definitely have to go with La Quinta. I mean, the Jack in the Box stop was so me on a road trip, so relatable. You got to stop for the fast food, especially when Emily's husband, Shane, is like, no eating in the car. And she's like, of course I'm going to eat in the car. You know, you say, sure, hun, you know, and then cut to actual road trip. Of course I'm going to eat in the car. I'm not going to listen to him. So loved that. The car trip to Big Bear, on the other hand, was the first of many insufferable moments from Alexis Bellino in this episode. I mean, first of all, if you've ever been to Big Bear, that shit is a windy road up a mountain. It is not a fun drive to begin with. And if I had somebody spewing the shit that she was spewing about John Jansen, saying, oh, you know, like he was a player until he met the right person. Me, you know, that's a good Christian boy. You know, like, there's all these lies about him, da-da-da-da-da. And everybody's like, dude, like, please shut up. Like, they're not even, I guess they're trying to be nice in the car. But each one of them had this confessional moment that they are literally like, we are getting information overload. This is too much John Jansen. And it's clear that that is literally all she is bringing to this show. You know, I had high hopes for her return, and it literally seems like she has come back to be a mouthpiece for John Jansen and to be that only. Like, can you remind me, was she this annoying back in the day in her other seasons? Like, do I have to go back and watch? Because I know she was kind of like, you know, a snooty housewife, which I kind of love, but this is taking it to another level.
I was not a fan in the early seasons, but I also very much disliked her husband and their arrangement. So maybe I was biased, but yeah, she is spewing that John Jansen propaganda real hard, like shoving it down all of our throats. And I am not interested. I'm not buying it. I don't care what you're selling. Not here for it.
Yeah, it's too much. You know, we see them go tubing and everything. They come back to the house. And once again, we get a scene of her FaceTiming John Jansen. And instantly she's like talking about sex. Oh, you're going to miss me tonight. Oh my gosh. Like, I couldn't wait to hear your voice. You know, and Tamara is there backing her up every step of the way. She's like, John looks the happiest he's ever been. There's a weight lifted off him. You know, I don't know how he hung on for so long with Shannon. And it's like, girl, like, stop kicking Shannon when she's down. You are literally being the most terrible friend in history of reality television. Like, this is not what Shannon needs. Tamara has literally flipped her switch, has no remorse for Shannon, and is doing whatever she can to take her down, to call out her wrongs, and to be on the side of the literal enemy. It is sickening to me.
Yeah, no, it's really fucked up and it's hard to watch. And I know that Shannon's going to have a hard time watching that too. But okay, so let's travel down the mountain. Let's go on a journey through the valley, and we're going to land in La Quinta. Now, remind me who Elizabeth Vargas is. I know we've seen her before. I know the name, but like, what has been her role?
She was a one-season wonder, Lisa. I can't believe you don't remember. Maybe you didn't watch this season because it was probably the worst season in Orange County history. It was the season during COVID.
Yes, I didn't watch it.
It was, okay, don't waste your time. It was absolutely terrible. She came on and really didn't make any impact whatsoever. She's probably, I don't know, maybe I'll get hate for this, but she's probably one of the most forgettable housewives in my opinion. So, no skin off your back for not remembering who she is or knowing who she is in the first place.
Yes, that is right. I took a leave of absence from OC for a year. I just needed a little space. But I knew the name still. All right, it's all making sense. Okay, so they're at this gorgeous house, right? It's for sale for $9 million. Gina somehow got the listing. And, Gina's very nervous that these ladies are going to fuck up the house. They're going to spill things. They're going to set something on fire by accident. And she's on high alert. And my anxiety would be through the roof. Honestly, I would be Gina in this moment. No, don't touch that. No, don't. I don't want to mess up anything. Let's not even cook. Let's just go out to dinner kind of thing. And
yeah, but I have something to say about that though, because Gina's oh, I didn't think about that till just now. Yeah, right, Gina. And obviously Elizabeth is probably, chomping at the bit to get back on TV, anything she can do to get back on the Housewives. So I don't know. I didn't buy Gina's she knew what she was getting herself into. But anyway, go on.
Okay, well, right off the bat, Heather's making some espresso martinis. She's shaking it up and the shaker comes open and the liquid goes everywhere. Okay, so that's, that's strike one. They get it all cleaned up. Emily takes over bartending responsibilities. She's shaking it up. The thing comes apart again and literally goes all over the white cabinets, all over the white floor. I would I don't even know. It's the kind of spill where you're going to be finding little brown dots of espresso martini liquid, wedged in these white cabinets for years to come. And I was just, I wanted to kill Emily.
Okay, but let's be real. The professional cleaners will be coming the next day. It is fine. But also, these women should not be holding oranges in their intro. They should be holding espresso martinis because literally everywhere they go, no matter what time it is, it could be lunch, it could be dinner, it could be anything. They are ordering, making, drinking espresso martinis. How many espresso martinis can these women take down in one day? It's crazy.
No, it's a new cast member. It's the 7th or 8th member of this season.
It sure is.
Okay, so then we get this, everything's fine in La Quinta, right? Except then Shannon kind of pulls Emily aside and fills her in that Gina was kind of talking shit. And she was saying, Emily's gotten really aggressive. I feel like she's changed and now she's so far up Tamara's ass. And Shannon just goes ahead and reveals all of this to Emily and then is oh gosh, I don't want you to be mad about this. I don't want to come between you guys. And it's okay, Shannon, nice try. But Emily goes inside and instantly her energy has shifted because everyone in the room is what's wrong? What's wrong? You know what? You can just tell something is wrong. People's energy is so palpable sometimes that no matter what, you can feel it. And everyone felt the shift and Emily was just denying it, saying, no, I'm fine. No, everything's great. Everything's great. Gina knows something's up, but Emily's not telling her yet until they kind of sit down and have their hot dog, chili, lasagna, pickle dinner.
Yeah. So, we see, Heather and Gina get on their little grill. Heather makes such a big deal about bringing this miniature grill on the trip. I didn't really get it, but okay. So they sit down. Of course, Emily is going to confront Gina, because Gina's basically saying that Emily has changed. She's more aggressive. She's mean, especially since she's hung out with Tamara. And Tamara is all of those things. So I have to think maybe it is rubbing off on Emily a little bit, even though I feel like we really haven't seen that side of her other than going after Jen. But, basically, she's also calling on Gina for throwing Katie under the bus, which I also agree with. I think that Gina deserves to be confronted about that. And so does Heather Dubrow, because she is just like, this is not about Emily anymore. This is about me. It is my turn to go after Gina. So she completely annihilates her, is going after her about the paparazzi. She can't be trusted. She feels betrayed. How could you? But the moment where Dubrow loses me is when she says, my kids had to find out about this. This is life ruining. Like, this could ruin our family. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. She starts comparing the paparazzi photos that weren't taken from a paparazzi at Disneyland to Shannon making up rumors about Gina's kids getting taken from CPS. I think that one definitely outweighs the other. And for Heather to even insinuate that those are even remotely close, I'm on Gina's side here. That was completely ridiculous.
No, that was unhinged. Like, that is not a comparison that one can make. And I feel like Heather is really reaching in this conflict here. I think she doesn't really have much else to talk about. And so she kind of found this little morsel and is like, okay, I'm going to latch onto that and go after Gina. I mean, the tears, were they real? I'm not so sure. She, we know she's an actress. She has a background in acting, but I don't quite understand what she is so upset about. I don't understand this whole, I called her 10 minutes after and told her not to say anything. No, it was 2 days. No, it was 24 hours. No, it was months later. They've lost the plot on this. And I just don't understand why she's so pissed at Gina. I really don't. But she's going after her, and Gina is kind of she's put in this place of, look, it seems like I can never make a mistake with you, Heather. And I feel like that's accurate. I think Heather's the type of person where if you fuck up a little bit, she's not going to get over it easily. She's going to make sure that you know that that's not acceptable around her. And it's kind of exhausting.
It is exhausting. This whole feud is exhausting. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. They're losing the plot. I mean, this little tidbit of nothing is being turned into, you betrayed me by not telling me that you knew that somebody got an anonymous or DM or whatever saying that the paparazzi came and took those photos. Girls, this is not serious.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep. This is a joke of a storyline. They need to let it go. It's kind of what Heather and Katie have to hold on to right now. But honestly, let the mouse go. It's time to move on from this. But while I'm saying that is such a stupid storyline, we transitioned to Big Bear, where we're getting a very dark, bombshell dropped on us from Alexis. And I don't know, but it starts off not so much there, because we get Jen filming this crazy OnlyFans with apple pie. I did not know what to think.
No, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny that, Tamara says, all right, you need to make money. Let's get you on OnlyFans. Let's post some feet pics, some feet pics never hurt nobody. They're in these furry bear costumes. She's dipping her feet in store-bought apple pie. Listen, I'm sure someone out there would pay good money for it. But then Tamara is just so extra and always wants to be the center of attention. So she starts licking the pie off of Jen's toes. And it's yeah, of course you want that. You want to be a part of it. And
yeah, Vicky.
Yeah. I'm the cool, sexy girl who can do this. Okay. But yes, then we get Alexis we get Jen saying, Alexis, when are you going to, stop going so hard after Shannon? When are you going to give this up? And I really appreciated Jen in that moment for just kind of calling her out and just saying, you're the one perpetuating this. If you wanted to stop, just stop. But Alexis doesn't stop. She just blows right past that line, and she starts saying that John has videos of Shannon, being horrible the night of her DUI. And if anyone saw them, it would change how they perceived her. It would change how they viewed her. And it's 10 times worse than any of us can imagine. Okay, so I just think this whole thing is so gross, and it proves that John Jansen does have a bad bone in his body, contrary to what she just said. He's such a great guy and he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. Okay, but he filmed his ex-girlfriend when she was in a low or vulnerable moment, dark moment, and is threatening to release those videos. Pretty sure that's not a great guy.
It makes me sick. So there's a lot to discuss here. Like, I've kind of been fuming ever since this moment last night. First of all, apparently Tamra did an interview and is saying that the videos are not something that John recorded, but are from his security cameras inside the house and outside the house. That's what she is saying these are of. Second of all, if she was so inebriated, we already know that they got in fights that paralyzed Shannon, that, they had a very tumultuous relationship. If you gave an ounce of a shit about this person, you would not let them get in the car. It may have to get physical if Shannon was very intent on leaving, but take her keys. Like, do whatever you can to stop this person from getting in the car. But no. Obviously, something happened at that house that night that blew up in a fight. And he let Shannon walk out that door and get in the car. Now, I'm not saying he's solely responsible for it, but I think he played a very, very big part in it. And, it almost seems as if Shannon has painted this picture of John. At least the last season, they got in a lot of fights. She was paying for everything for him, like kind of, definitely painting this picture of him as a bad person, and is continuing to say that in these confessionals. It almost seems to me like John got with Alexis and they somehow weaseled their way on the show. And John is using Alexis to be his defense lawyer, because everything that comes out about him, Alexis is there with the receipts, with a video, with a wire transfer, with anything that could possibly, shift this narrative. And I'm not a lawyer, but and I'm not in PR or whatever, but I think that the easiest way for you to kind of get out of this is to go silent, stop talking, not insert your girlfriend as a mouthpiece onto a reality show to further the narrative, talk more about you, and paint this picture that you are a terrible guy, because nothing she's saying is helping John Jansen's case. It is like making it 10 times worse. And are they too stupid to realize that?
Maybe. His whole time with Shannon, it was always, John's very private. He's very private. He doesn't like to be on camera. His reputation's very important to him in this town. And it's like, I'm sorry. The guy is very thirsty, okay? He's going to say he's not thirsty, but he's guzzling anything that he can get his hands on that has to do with reality TV. And I just think the hypocrisy is glaring. And I'm sorry, I'm not falling for it. And John and Alexis are now, they say that Shannon loves to be the victim. They are now perpetually the victims in this. And, Shannon is trashing his name, so we have to fight back. You guys are, like you said, making this 10 times worse than it needs to be.
I mean, this is so gross. This is going beyond anything. I don't care how much you hate somebody. This is like the lowest of the low that you could go. And I guess Tamra also said, I don't know if we actually see, I mean, the videos, let's be real, they have not been released. Apparently, they're going to talk about them at the reunion. Alexis is going to bring them up. But I really hope that they never see the light of day. I don't think that Shannon deserves this. She's already gone through enough, guys. Like, don't beat her when she's already down. And I don't know. Like you said, this just proves, once again, John Jansen is a terrible person. And so is Alexis for continuing this narrative and threatening to expose this. And you know what? So is Tamra for egging her on and supporting her throughout all of this. So I said what I said.
Yeah, Tamra's MO is becoming very clear as to why she forgave Alexis, for that lawsuit that was brought against Tamra and Shannon. Like, she is, all right, I'm gonna bite that bullet and I'm gonna befriend her and listen to her talk nonstop because it's gonna eat at Shannon, and that's what her game plan is.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. I think this is just the beginning. And I don't know. Can Alexis get more annoying? I'm sure she will surprise us, because I have a feeling we have not seen, the end of the Alexis and John adventures. So we will be here to break it all down, all of the updates and Orange County episodes to come. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.